Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? Oh, I'm waking up and I'm pushing record. I'm wondering how everybody's feeling. I wonder. Oh, I tried a new microphone, or because I think there's a lot of background stuff. I got my coffee. So, is everybody feeling good? I mean, I wonder about that. I wonder, are you feeling spiritualized? Are you feeling revolutionized? Or are you feeling demoralized? I know we're all a little bit confused, and we're outside of our daily routines. I guess some people out there, I see on Facebook, you guys are all going to work, which is, I wonder how that feels. I mean, in one sense, it's probably good to have a routine, but in another sense, um, yeah, that's gotta suck. Everybody else is like binging on Netflix and hanging out, and you're just going to work saying, what? Anyhow, I want to tell you guys, hold on, I got my coffee. I got a, a guest today. I got a guest. All right. Oh, yeah, baby girl. Baby girl. All right. Pussy Willow's in the house. Let me see if I can. She's not kind of, she's kind of like whatever. She doesn't need to sit in my lap out here. Yeah, babe. Come on, girl. This is Pussy Willow right here. She's a good cat. She's a cuddler. She's not too crazy right now. Sometimes she'll just let you rub her belly. She's a big purr. Me and her watched that Tiger Cats video together. Aww. Very calming. I feel immediately better. Just like Drew. She's like, we're outside. You're sitting on your lap outside. That's outside of our routine. Anyhow, oh man, what was I saying yesterday? Oh, yesterday I was thinking about what the heck I was going to say when I hit the record, but I don't write anything down. I just talk smack, you know. But which is interesting because as soon as I push record, like my internal dialogue, like attempting to be external dialogue changes in tone and to an extent, I wouldn't say in eloquentness, because whatever that would be. But anyhow, whatever, man. I like trying to communicate with people, and it seems like this is a way now. Right, baby? So yesterday I was saying there's 3 levels of self. Please indulge me to just talk smack about crazy shit. So, or, I'm not trying to appear smarter than I am. Yeah, so yesterday I was thinking about the 3 levels of self and how all this relates to learning. And you do have your, what they would call like exogenous self, the media and the books and the music and all that defines who you are to yourself. You are living in some crazy time. My buddy Steve in Chile, you spoke about this earlier about Ada Lovelace and how like they had a different vocabulary of symbolism in the 1860s. They didn't have all of these as much art and creative work and science, any other works and thoughts of other men. But so your selection of the media that you use is going to really affect your worldview. I see some of my friends out there. I mean, everybody's coming from different places, and we're kind of sharing that. And I see people like whether it's political or even philosophical. You know, whether you read the New York Times or the American Spectator, you know, it's going to affect you. I tend to try and indulge a certain amount of I like physics podcasts, and I like there's a great philosophy podcast. I kind of stick in realms of where there's a neutral emotional valence. Just for me, man. I mean, I will obviously delve into politics a little bit, but I find it a difficult world to navigate. It kind of pisses me off, and it pisses everybody off. You know, you end up sort of locking into your decisions and defending them, as opposed to thinking about um, other um, other ideas to enter your mind. I mean, so like I'll listen to nature podcasts or something, and usually I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And it'll change my worldview a little bit. And if I listen to the daily, maybe I'm mad at like the latest shenanigans. So it's a very different way of thinking. So what you're putting in your brain is a part of yourself. It is. It defines both your inner dialogue and then your expressed expressed opinions and or worldview. And so that was the second thing. So the second state of one way of looking at itself would be your internal dialogue, like your self-talk, so to speak, what your brain is doing, where your neurons are going. In psychology, I think they refer to the self as the remembering self and the dreaming self, where it's like kind of what you went through, this character that you created, the story that you tell yourself about your past, and then your projections, like where you're going. That's kind of that's the default movement. But I'm kind of breaking it up in a different way. I'm just saying that, like, on one level, it's like my immediate diet, what I do, obviously, what I ingest, like outside thoughts go inside of my brain, and I wouldn't have thought these thoughts. These are not contemplative, what do you call it, epiphanies. I'm not sitting here on a rock going, hey, you know what? The media that you digest defines who you are. But then you have your internal dialogue, and I mean, my internal dialogue, it goes in different places. It goes into different places, and sometimes I have negative self-talk, other times I probably think I'm smarter and cooler than everybody else. I mean, I only say that because of the fact that, like, probably when I'm on my own, like, or in my own head, like, I feel whatever the sort of baseline viewpoint of myself, and then I feel like when I go to the third step, which is an expressed self, which is speaking publicly, like when you not speaking public, but like basically, once you verbalize and externalize your ideas, it's a different level of thought and a different level of self. And I feel like, hey, who's that stupid loser on YouTube? So obviously, if every time I see myself in the mirror and I'm surprised at how ugly I am, I mean, then you have you can see the difference between those two perceptions. So, my buddy and Steve, I really hope that we get to chat again over you drinking whiskey down in Chile and me like drinking kratom and hanging out here. But I do want to explore those ideas of what we were talking about Ada Lovelace, which is basic. And I studied philosophy, but I have a bad memory of it. But there is something called constructionalism, which I'll probably review today. But basically, we're dealing with symbols, and so many of our thoughts and our decisions are driven to signal. And now, in the end of March 2020, like, there's a lot of crazy symbols that are changing. Now, all of a sudden, just the idea of, I don't know, man. Like what, a Yeti cooler or whatever, I was always rather dismissive and didn't really like, when people would basically try and, signal in a capitalist, in a nakedly capitalist way, whether that, like, I even saw it in my group, but, like, say somebody buying a Ferrari or something, or that displaying, like, I don't know, privilege through consumers, whatever. I don't know, like, it was very shallow to me. But now that everything has changed, I feel that I've had to reevaluate a lot of my, internal motivations and realize that, man, I wasn't getting close to the authenticity that exists out there now when you've had your story change so much. And not even sure how much that story has changed. Yeah, so that's I hope that made some sort of sense. Yeah. Yeah, so there's the three. There's one level of thinking about the selves. Oh, and how that relates to learning is that uh, identity, which is different than self, is basically what you man, cats are worth their weight in gold, I tell you. Um, oh yeah, so man, one of my one of my favorite stories is when I found myself up in Valdez, Alaska, uh, coming up from San Francisco, and everybody was snowboarding, and there was some part of me that did not see myself as one of those people. Like I looked at skiing as sort of a suburban Florida redneck slash mutated into trying to be San Francisco hipster dude. Like I just saw those people as the other. Uh, they were a different peer group, and I was not a snowboarder. Um, and then it took me a little bit of time, or I mean, I think it was just out of boredom. My friend Newman, and this is like one of my favorite stories of Newman. I didn't know him that well at the time, but we drove his pickup truck up to Thompson Pass, and then we hiked up school bus in Thompson Pass, and I'm just not even used to that. I'm from a flat area, and so it was pretty crazy. I was much more afraid than I needed to be because I didn't know what actions were going to happen. And but I remember him telling me, he said, um, to learn how to snowboard, you have to fall down 100 times. So let's start falling down. I loved that, man. I mean, that was like such a guiding principle of my life after that. I just think it's a wonderful thing, and it was two things. There was two things. It's like understanding, like to pursue failure to get to another side, which is wonderful, and also how identity really is one thing that your identity of yourself is something that can, I don't want to say hold you back, but it's a part of the learning process is learning how to see yourself as a different person. And so I actually did spend a lot of time snowboarding in the Thompson Pass and the Chugach Mountains. And let me tell you, I'm not saying I was the best at it, but I was pretty good at having a damn good time. That was some amazing shit. I loved it, and it became like a part of my story, a part of the time that I spent on this planet, and a part of my life, a very, very meaningful part of my life. And it changed a little bit who I was, or I mean, it definitely was one of the steps of becoming who I was. And but it was identity based, like it's sort of an identity based. And I didn't, maybe everybody didn't buy into whatever kind of deep identity calculation. Your identity, but the fact is to learn, to grow, is to basically shed certain parts of your identity and put on new ones. And so being a lifelong learner, or basically calling myself a lifelong learner, I've found that I have redefined who I was to myself, and part of that is to redefine it to other people. There was a time when I did not do any yoga, and there was a time when I looked at people that did yoga and slightly rolled my eyes, just because I didn't see that. I didn't see myself inside of that. And I'm not saying I'm great at yoga, or I don't know how much I would fit into that tribe of, that spa thing or whatever is going on there. But now I do yoga, and I feel like now I am one who does yoga, and I see that in myself, and I allow myself to do that, and I also share that with the people around me. I want people to know I'm somebody that does yoga. I'm not somebody that wants to hang out at the bar, or whatever. You're trying to like communicate with your community and your peers, and you're changing. And so now, I don't really know what I'm doing. I kind of feel weird about. I definitely feel weird about it. Like talking into a cell phone and then actually putting it on Facebook. That's kind of. But I'm doing it because I like to learn. I'm doing it because I want to communicate, and I'm doing it because I don't know, like you want to do something for something, you know. Right now, during this crazy time, we figure it out. So I'm trying to be more comfortable as somebody that will ramble crazy coffee thoughts, and hopefully they make sense and hit home with other people. That would be cool too. I would like that. So I'm redefining myself, who I am, myself, kind of. You know, it's just a little bit. I want y'all to know I'm really dedicated to being a pretty kind of weird dude. Like that's one of the things I want to be known for and have the freedom. Is that I don't mind being eccentric out there. I think I'm generally sane. I think I'm generally kind. You know, but that's fun. That's why I've been waking up this week. I should press in record and then press and play. I don't know. That's it today. That's it today. That's my meditation for myself and people and whatever. All right. Peace out, you guys.